Guys, what is up? It is Liam back with another video, and today we are going to be looking at whether the Samsung Galaxy S5 is worth it in 2017. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's take a look at the specs. The Samsung Galaxy S5 has a 5.1-inch Super AMOLED display. It comes with Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow with the Samsung TouchWiz overlay. It was announced in February 2014. It's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 quad-core 2.5 GHz CPU. It's a bit of a mouthful. It's water and dust resistant to IP67, which means it can be submerged in, I think, a foot of water for up to half an hour. It's got micro SD card expansion up to 256 gigabytes. It's got a 16 megapixel camera, which is even more than the iPhone 7 and the Google Pixel, and is capable of recording 4K video. It's got a fingerprint sensor and a 2800 mAh removable battery. Unlike the Samsung Galaxy S6 and newer, the S5 is made of plastic, which I have to admit is unusual for a flagship smartphone, but wasn't unusual for Samsung at the time. It has a dimpled back which reminds you of a Band-Aid, especially if you get the gold version. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, however, as it provides you with more grip to prevent the phone from slipping out of your hand should you decide to go caseless like I do from time to time. I can't say the same thing about the iPhone 7, which is very slippery without a case. The screen is a 1080p Super AMOLED display which looks absolutely stunning, and even more so than Apple's Retina displays. It has got a fingerprint sensor. Fingerprint sensors were quite a new thing in 2014, with Apple being the first to implement one in the iPhone 5S. The difference between the Galaxy S5 and the iPhone 5S fingerprint sensor is the one found in the Galaxy S5 requires you to swipe over the home button and can take several attempts. Most will find Touch ID on the iPhone easier to use and less cumbersome, as it only requires you to press the home button instead of swiping. For example, you can see here, it takes several attempts to swipe my finger over the home button for my fingerprint to be recognised, and it's asking me to swipe the entire pad. You've really got to be very accurate when you unlock your phone, just like that, for it to work. Whereas with the iPhone 5S, you only have to place your finger over the home button and it unlocks instantly. The camera is absolutely stunning and has no problem keeping up with modern flagships like the Google Pixel and Galaxy S7. It even has 4K video recording, which is very impressive for a 2014 flagship smartphone. I have no problem taking crisp shots both during the day and at night thanks to the built-in flash. My Galaxy S5 would definitely be my first choice when wanting to record video for a vlog. The Galaxy S5 has no problem completing day-to-day tasks, such as browsing the web, messaging and stalking people on social media. However, there is the occasional hiccup. Before a security update got released last month for my device, I was having issues with the phone lagging and freezing. Luckily, this has since been fixed with the latest Marshmallow security update. As you can see here, the phone itself is extremely smooth. So, I'll give you a bit of an example of how quick this phone is. Opening folders is extremely fast, as it should be on a Samsung phone, and scrolling through menus and stuff like that is just very, very quick indeed. The phone does have a couple of hiccups, especially when doing things like playing games, which require the GPU to work a lot harder than it normally would. However, just completing normal tasks, it really has no problem whatsoever. I do have one negative thing to say about the phone, however, and that's the battery life. I find myself having to recharge at about 3 PM, which is quite appalling considering phones like the iPhone 7 can get through a full day on heavy usage. Now, it says here the estimated usage time remaining is in fact 9 hours and 12 minutes, but we all know this isn't really true. I have also got power saving mode to automatically enable at 50%, which does do a little bit to help with the battery, but not enough, unfortunately. Now, if we dive into the usage here we can see that I've had it running on 1 hour and 41 seconds on battery. And at the moment, Android system is using up 2%. The phone estimates at about 10 PM tonight, my phone will have run out of juice. But if I use it continuously, I will, since I've charged it about an hour ago, I will probably get till about 7 o'clock tonight, and then I'll have to charge it again. So if you really want a good battery, don't get this phone. You can go and buy this phone for around $400 unlocked, or at Optus for $40 a month, which gives you 1 gigabyte of data and unlimited call and text. Now, you may be asking yourselves, should you get this phone? Well, if you really can't afford the Galaxy S7 but still want a decent smartphone, then by all means go and buy it now. But if you do have the money, I would say go with the Galaxy S7 or the newly announced Galaxy S8, which is due to be released later this month. So guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're new, and also turn on those post notifications so you will stay updated whenever I release a new video.